Hello friends, welcome to my channel The Programming and Maths Knowledge Me. Friends, our basic lecture is on fraction. So first of all we have to know what is fraction. So let's start friends. Fraction. What is fraction? Fraction is part of a whole numbers, or we can say fraction is a part of a whole. So first of all we have to know that what is a whole numbers. What is whole numbers? Whole numbers, the symbol of whole numbers is W. So let's see what's whole numbers. Whole numbers start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, etc. Any number start from 0 and continue till any number. Number 1000, 10,000, any number is called a whole numbers. So remember guys, whole number start from 0, 1, 2, 3. If we exclude 0 from this number, that number will be a natural number. If we exclude 0 from this number, that number will be a natural numbers. Means we can say 0 is not a natural numbers. So whole number start from friends 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. Any number is called a whole numbers. So friends, 4 is also whole numbers and 2 is also whole numbers. If we divide 4 by 2, the result will be equal to 2, which is also a whole numbers. Suppose if we divide 6 divided by 3, the result will be equal to 2, which is also called a whole numbers. But if we divide 6, which is whole number, and 4, which is also whole numbers, if we divide 6 by 4, the result will be equal to 3 by 2, which is not a whole numbers. But if we divide 4 by 2, the result will be equal to 1 by 2. This is also not a whole numbers. So friends, now let's see the kind of fraction. The kinds of fraction, there are three kinds of fractions. The number one kind of fraction is called common fraction. The number second kind of fraction is called decimal fraction. The third kind of fraction is called compound fraction. Let's see what is common fraction. Any number we can write in the form of a by b is called a common fractions. It means any number we can write in this form is called a common fractions. A is a variable, it can be any numbers, and b is also a variables, it can be any numbers. Suppose a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 2, so we can write 1 by 2 because a by b. So a is equal to 1, b is equal to, suppose a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 2, so we can write 1 by 2 in this form because a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 2. So this is called common fractions. So 2 is called numerator and 3 is called denominator. If someone asks you that what is numerator, you can say the upper part of the fraction, the upper part of the common fraction is called a numerator. Yeah, or you can say the upper part of the fraction is called a numerator, the lower part of the fraction is called denominator. This is called numerator, this is called denominator. There are two kinds of, see, the kinds of common fractions. There are two kinds of common fractions. Number one, proper fractions. Number second, improper fraction. Now let's see the kinds of common fraction. The first one is proper fraction. In these fractions, the upper part is smaller than the lower part is called a proper fraction. We can say in proper fraction the numerator is smaller than the denominator. In proper fraction the numerator is smaller than the denominator. So we have already understood that what is numerator, what is denominator. Numerator is upper part of the fraction and denominator is lower part of the fractions. For example, 1 by 2, 3 by 4, 2 by 3, etc. any number, the upper part is smaller than the lower part. The upper part is smaller than the lower part. The upper part is smaller than the lower part. It means 2 is smaller than 3. So numerator is smaller than the denominator. This is called a proper fractions. Now let's see what is second part of the common fraction is improper fractions. Second part of the common fraction is improper fractions. In these fractions, in this fraction, the upper part is bigger than the lower part, is called improper fractions. What is improper fraction? In this fraction, the upper part is bigger than the lower part. It means the numerator is bigger than the denominator. In proper fraction, the numerator is bigger than the denominator, is called improper fraction, is called an improper fraction. Sorry, etc. Friends, we have completed the first kind of the fraction, which is common fraction and their kinds. Number one, proper fraction and improper fractions. Now let's come to the second kind of the fraction, the decimal fractions. So let's see what is decimal fractions. Any number we can write in decimal form is called decimal fractions. Any number we can write in decimal form is called decimal fractions. Let's see how to express it in decimal form. For example, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. This point is called a decimal point. So this is expressed in decimal form. This is called decimal fractions. Deci means 10. You can know, friends. You have to know. Deci means 10. So this is called decimal fractions. Now come to the third kind of the fraction, which is the last kind of the fraction. Friends, the third kind of the fraction is compound fraction, which is the last kind of the fractions. Now let's see what is compound fractions. When we join whole numbers and common fractions, when we join whole number and common fraction, then we make compound fractions. What is compound fraction, friends? When we join whole number and common fraction, then we make compound fractions. Or we can say compound fraction is the mixture of whole numbers and common fractions. Let's see how to mix common fraction and numbers. For example, 1 whole 1 by 2, 2 whole 1 by 5, 3 whole 1 by 4. It is any number you can write. 2, this is called a whole number, and 1 by 5, this is called a fractional numbers. This is called a common fractions, because any number we can write it in the form of a by b is called a common fractions. We know whole numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, any number is called whole numbers. So this is a whole numbers, this is a common fraction. So this is called compound fractions. What is compound fraction? Compound fraction is the mixture of whole numbers and common fraction. So friends, today's our lecture is completed. What is fraction? If you understand, please like, subscribe, and don't forget to share it, please. Thanks.